In straight sets, as we welcome you back to French Open tonight, presented by Lacoste. And Maria is with us, now a clay court specialist, apparently, after your win in Rome. Congratulations. That was great. Now, was that a surprise to you that you played so well?
Yeah, I faced opponents that have had great results on clay, especially Samantha Stosur, who has been to the final of Roland Garros a couple of times. So every match was a challenge for me, and I felt like I played better as the tournament went on, and yeah, it's certainly given confidence coming here, and I just hope I use that.
How has this journey been for you in coming back off the surgery? Because people may not know that this is the type of surgery that not a lot of athletes recover fully from, and yet you seem to be playing great and very comfortable.
Yeah, I think I've set a good example of, maybe before you look at shoulder surgeries and, the recovery time was very, very long, and some never made it back, I think most of the players. So that was something I was certainly aware of, going under the knife and going through that process. But it's, it's a journey. It certainly hasn't been easy, and there's a lot more to go for me. And yeah, I hope I build on whatever has grown, and yeah.
I was teasing about the clay court specialist. How comfortable are you?
Teasing? You're not serious?
Well, listen, in a couple of weeks, I could be serious.
Prove it to you, right?
So how comfortable are you on the red clay? Does it suit your game, or do you have to constantly make adjustments to change things?
There's no doubt that you have to make adjustments, especially in the movement part, because the movement's very different. You don't have as much grip. And the first few practices are a disaster, I'll be honest with you, and it's just so frustrating. I think I even broke a racket, my first racket this year, practicing on clay in the beginning, and then I usually take a tumble in the first few weeks.
So it's the movement, right, that is hard for you?
It's just, it's almost the uncertainty, moving forward and back and sideways, and but it's about adjustments, and I feel like with every year I'm stronger on clay. I recover a lot better going from match to match, and that's something I really struggled with maybe say 3-4 years ago. And I feel better. Yeah, I feel like I'm not hesitant to play longer rallies. I know that I can recover from point to point, and so that gives me a lot of confidence.
You've had tremendous success, obviously, in your career. Where is your game now relative to what you would consider your best play? Right now, where is it?
It's difficult to say, because I feel like the game itself has changed, and maybe you require different things from yourself, and it has become a little bit more physical. And from the get-go of a tournament, you have to be ready. You have opponents that are maybe not seeded, but have already have experience, that are not that young, say, but they've already had great results. Maybe they're not seeded as high to be playing in the first round, but it's different. I don't like to compare, because I think this is a new journey for me, and I don't want to be compared to whatever I was years ago.
Somebody was showing me a picture of you as a 13-year-old the other day, and it occurred to me that we've sort of watched you grow up and kind of become a woman before our eyes, and it's been a very interesting journey for you.
Definitely.
And you seem to have reached the point now where you're playing more for yourself instead of other people's expectations for you. Would that be accurate?
It's true. It's true. You come, when I came back from my injury in the beginning, it was really about proving that, not only are you back, but, I want to have great results, and I want to achieve this and this, and it's tough to do that, because it's, setting those goals and expectations, it's tough to expect those things from you, and when you don't reach them, you lose a little motivation, and then that, that hurts you in practice a little bit. You might not give that extra percentage when you're out on the practice court, and maybe that's something that I was missing last year as well, was, I lost a match, and took me a little longer to face it and not just move on, and maybe that hurt me in practice, so that didn't, it's tennis.
Were there times during this comeback from the shoulder surgery when you doubted that maybe you would be able to come all the way back? You thought maybe your best days were behind you?
To be honest, I had a really, I'm so thankful to the people that are around me, because if I had to go through it on my own, it would have been pretty difficult. My parents were were just so positive. You know, my former coach, Michael Joyce, was with me every step of the way and every single day and just motivating me, and he had injuries before, so it was really good to have him, you know, on hand with the process. And you learn a lot, you know, you learn a lot about people around you and how close you are to them. And but yeah, it was a tough process. I was definitely hesitant about when I would be back and maybe ever if, but I was pretty positive.
One of the things that I know you enjoy is designing your tennis clothes, and now they're available for other people to buy. So when you see your designs on other players, how does that, is that a strange thing, or do you love that?
Very well. A few players are actually wearing my collection, and it's so strange. Just, I mean, I love hearing their feedback, and I love, you know, understanding what women love to wear. I mean, coming from an athlete's perspective is really cool, because I know what women love to wear, not just on the practice court, but in a Pilates class and yoga class. And I was in Rome last week, and I was in the gym, and a, you know, complete stranger was running on the treadmill and wearing a top from my collection, and I was just like completely blown away. You know, I wanted to come up with her and give her a hug. And then I saw someone in Paris wearing my Cole Haan ballerinas, and you know, those things are pretty crazy to me, because I never thought I'd be involved in that when I was growing up.
Great to have you with us.
Thank
Maria
you very
Sharapova,
much.
congratulations. Good win today. Well, world number 1 Rafael Nadal makes his 2011 French Open debut today against American John Isner. And it turned into the match of the day, if not the tournament so far. And we'll have that for you when French Open tonight, presented by